Hello dear grade 8 students and welcome back to our lesson. In today's lesson we are going to continue on our previous lesson, which was lesson 1 about unit 2, which is about creatures. And we have talked already about different creatures, and today we are going to start a new lesson, and the lesson objectives are going to identify the topic sentences and the chronological order in different reading texts. Then students are expected to learn and use different conjunctions like but, because correctly. Okay, so now let's move on immediately to achieve the first objective, which is about the topic sentence. To begin with, look at your class book on page 12, please. And here we have activity number 2, which is about reading Raya's report. Raya has developed a very interesting report which talks about the balance of nature. Okay, this report is very interesting, and as you can see, this report is consisted of different paragraphs. Okay, so we have from 1 to 6, so it is consisted of 6 paragraphs. So we are going to get back to this. But first, before we get into this unit, let's talk about the 2 reading skills that we have discussed previously on unit 1, which was about more free time. And if you remember, we have talked about skimming and scanning. These are some reading skills that can develop your reading skills and understand different texts very quickly. And if you remember skimming, we have talked that skimming is used to read different texts quickly. And the purpose is to get the main idea, okay? To get the main idea of a text, so we can get the topic or the whole idea of the text. But scanning, okay, scanning is different because we read for or between the lines, and this can help us to identify specific answers. Okay, but for skimming, we are going one of the when we read things very quickly by applying the skimming reading skills, we are looking for the topic sentences, which is this one, topic sentence, and it's from the word topic. It means what? The title of the paragraph. So each paragraph, we know that paragraph is اللي هي فقرة. Okay, so we have here 6 paragraphs. It means 6 فقرات في النص. Okay, each paragraph is consisted of different sentences, but there is one sentence which is called the topic. Okay, جملة موضوعية. Why? Because it tells us about the paragraph. For example, paragraph number 3, and we have already shaded topic sentence here. Topic sentences usually comes in the beginning of each paragraph. Like paragraph number 3, the rabbit population grow and grow. So this sentence might look very simple, but in fact it tells us the main idea of this paragraph. It tells us about the content of this paragraph, محتوى هذه الفقرة. Okay, so we can get the idea of this paragraph by saying it talks about what? Rabbit population growth. Okay, it talks about rabbit population growth. The number of population of these rabbits has grown. Okay, so this is the idea. All the sentences, listen carefully, all the sentences that come after this topic sentence, for example, this sentence, which is sentence number 2, sentence number 3, and All these sentences are supporting sentences. Why? جمل داعمة. Why? Because they support the main sentence, which is the topic sentence. They tell us more details about the topic sentence. So this is the idea of a topic sentence. Okay, so topic sentences are sentences which tell us the main idea of each paragraph. And each paragraph, so we have here how many paragraphs? 6 paragraphs. Each paragraph of these has a topic sentence, and the topic sentence usually, most of the time, comes in the beginning of each paragraph. For example, for the second one, we can know that the topic sentence is this one. Okay? So this is the topic sentence for paragraph number 1. And the same thing we can do for the rest of the paragraphs. Okay, guys? So this is the idea of having topic sentences. Topic sentences are very useful way. They can help us skim the text very quickly. Okay, because they will tell us different idea about the text. For example, the first one is about, do you know that the environment exists in a delicate balance? So here we are talking about the balance and the environment. Okay, then in paragraph number 2, we have here a year 1859. Okay, Thomas Austin took 24 wild rabbits from England to Australia and released them on his land. So this is the topic sentence for paragraph number 2. Okay, and it these rabbits and what were taking these rabbits from England to Australia. So he took them from England to Australia. See, we can analyze the text by only reading the topic sentence. Then, in paragraph number 3, we are talking about the population of the rabbit, which is growing or developing. So here we are talking about the number of population of rabbits. So if we understand, try to be like Detective Conan. You know Conan, right? Try to analyze things. So from the first sentence here, Thomas Austin took 24 wild rabbits. There are only 24 rabbits. But then the rabbits population grow and grow. So here we are talking about the number 24 has grown up to reach different number. Okay? 20,000. We have 10,000. Okay, so here we are talking about thousands, so it's a big number. By 18 to paragraph number 4, I'm talking about the topic sentence specifically speaking. 1884, the rabbits had reached every corner of Australia. Have reached every corner of a room, every corner of Australia as a country, every corner of Oman. It means these rabbits has spread out in the whole country. They are many, maybe they are millions. Okay, so they were 24 only, but they become with a huge. Okay, so this is about paragraph number 4, and we can analyze things from the topic sentence only. And in paragraph number 5, look at it. The government decided to stop. Okay, so here we are talking about the government role towards what? Towards this rabbits, or towards these rabbits, wild rabbits. Okay, to stop the rabbits destroying the environment, because rabbits started to destroy the environment. Okay, so this is about paragraph number 5, and this is the topic sentence. And you know that we are not reading the whole text, we are only reading the topic sentences, and from the topic sentences we can understand the text nature. Okay, and for the last one, for paragraph number 6, we can see what this report has described: how one man and only 24 rabbits upset. And we have talked about upset, to make something angry. upset the balance of nature and permanently change the environment of Australia. So Australia environment has totally changed because of upsetting the nature of it by bringing 24 wild rabbits to Australia. And this one was like a destruction to Australia's environment. Okay, so this is regarding topic sentence, and from reading the topic sentences of each paragraph we can understand what we can see that this report is worth reading or not. But from my point of view, I see this report is very interesting and it's worth reading. So I advise you guys to read it and scan this report in order to answer the questions that are coming up in the coming slides. Okay, so now here the first question, how many topic sentences do we have in this text? Very easy, it depends on the paragraphs. So we have paragraphs from 1 to 6. So we have how many topic sentences? We have 6 topic sentences. Okay, and then look at the second question, which is about underline the topic sentences. Underline them, like put a line under the sentence or shade them. Okay, so I will shade them for you guys. So and I'm sure you can shade them yourself. This is the topic sentence for paragraph 1, and this is the topic sentence for paragraph number 2, and we know that the sentence ends with full stop or a question mark. Okay, and this is shaded already. And then paragraph number 4, we have this topic sentence. Paragraph number 5, the first sentence, only the first sentence of each paragraph, and this is for paragraph number 6. It's a bit long. Okay, so these are the paragraphs, the topic sentences. They are 6 sentences, and we have already shaded or underlined them. But now, to use the second reading skills, which is scanning. Okay, in this one, we can see, look at them. You can find this activity in your skills book, page 13, and you can keep your class book opened. Okay, so after this man took the 24 wild rabbits from England to Australia, people thought it was a good idea to bring rabbits to Australia. Was it a good idea based on the report? Let's move on to paragraph number 2. Okay, in this paragraph we can find out, then we start scanning. So here we can see most sportsmen thought it was a very good idea, so because they liked shooting rabbits. So the answer for this one is true. Good. And then, and this is one of the reading strategies that we have to pay attention to, which is using of numbers. And here we have after 25 years. So look at this one, please. After 25 years, what happened? The rabbits lived all over Australia. The rabbits lived all over Australia. Back to the text, we don't have anything that 25 years, but wait, something that can tell us, because we have 2 years, this one and this one. I will put them in red. Okay, we have this one and we have this one, 1859 and 1884. And if we see the difference between the 2 periods of time, we can see that there is a 25 years. And this is what we meant by after 25 years. And you have to pay attention to this, because the text will not say there is 25 years, but you have to count them yourselves. Okay, guys? So now here, what happened? after 25 years, the rabbits lived all over Australia. And this is true, you know, because the rabbits had reached every corner of Australia. It means what? The same idea. So this one, or this statement, is not literally written in this text, but it is already mentioned, and we have to understand them by understanding the context of the text. Okay, so the rabbits lived all over Australia. It's the same that rabbits had reached every corner of Australia. So the answer is again what? What do you think? It is again true. Good. Then let's move to the third question, which is about people stopped using because. And here we have this word as a keyword. Okay, so we need to look for this keyword in the text, and this word is available in paragraph number 5, line number 3. Okay, it is written twice. Good. The question said, or the question says, people stopped using myxomatosis because it was killing plants. Was it killing plants? Let's read it. So a disease, it's written like this. In 1950, a disease called, this one was introduced, and millions of rabbits died. Okay, so it killed rabbits, not plants. Okay, very good. So the answer for this one is false. And if we move forward to read about this, that it was is being with a new disease, and native plants, it's written here, native plants and animals are slowly recovering. So it recovers plants and animals. It doesn't kill plants. Okay, so the answer is false. And for the last one, today, we are talking about these days. What happened? Today, everybody is happy with the new virus. Okay, and this one, no one is happy with the new virus, and maybe you can answer it without reading the text, but still we need to look through the text in order to answer this question. So some people are concerned about the new disease may harm native species such as cows and the short-tailed bass. So there are some concerned, okay? So they are not happy, and no one is happy, of course, about any virus. So the answer is false. So this is the idea of reading a text using the skimming skills, reading skills, and reading the topic sentences. Then in different reading activities like a true false or multiple choice or WH questions, we can use the second weapon, which is scanning, in order to find out the specific answer for each text. Now let's move forward to the same report, and we are still with this interesting report. I liked it very much, but here we have a different activity, which is in your skills book on page 13. Look at this one, and here is one of the objectives that we have talked about. Activity number 2, chronological order. What is a chronological order, or order? When you put things in order, it means that they are organized in number. For example, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. Okay, so we are putting things in order. And chronological order, which is used in our reading texts, we are here meaning what? We mean that information that are mentioned in the text are organized into time sequence. Time sequence, like what? For example, the text started with this year, and what happened this year? Then it moved forward to the next year, which is 1865. Okay, so 1859, 1865. It didn't jump to, for example, 1950, and it doesn't jump back to 1884. because this is not called a chronological order. No, it's not. A chronological order, it's meant to be like when we have different periods of time, sequence of time, and these years or information are provided in a chronological order. What happened first? What happened second or next? What happened then? Until you reach to the end, until you reach today, for example, or to the end of your reading text. For the case of this reading text, as we can see that it is already organized into a time sequence. And Raya, when she developed this article or this report, she organized it in a chronological order. So we can identify these types of periods of time. We have 1859, and you have here to mention what happened in this year. Also, we have 1865. We have also 1884, 1907. We have 1950. We have 1997. And we have now. Okay, so no period of time, no one of these periods of time has come before another. Okay, so they are organized in a chronological order. They are in order, and here we can know what happened in each of them. For example, look at the first one, which is shaded in purple. 1859, and look what happened on this year. In this year, Thomas Austin took 24 wild rabbits from England to Australia. Okay, very good. But now in green, okay, what happened in 1865? It's written here. Okay, what happened? But there is nothing. We have here 1884, which is this one, but we don't have anything between 1865. How can we identify that? And I told you that reading text needs your analysis and your understanding. So we can find out that by using the green color after 6 years, and we know that plus 6 years, it becomes 1865. So what happened? After 6 years, Austin had killed 20,000, but he still had 10,000 left. Okay, so this is what happened after 6 years. Then we will move to the next one, and you can write this, develop your sentences in your exercise book. So what happened in 1884? As you can see, the rabbits had reached every corner of Australia and were destroying the natural environment. So this is what happened in 1884. Good, guys. And again in yellow we have 1907. What happened in 1907? They finished building a 2,000-mile-long fence to stop them entering the farmland in the southwest. So this is what happened in 1907. And again in 1950, what happened? This is what happened. So I put this in different colors, as you can see on the screen, so you can develop your own sentences by using different sequences of time. Good, guys. So this is what we mean by chronological order. Chronological order. Okay, when we put different periods of time in a specific order. Good. Let's move on to talk about, still we are in reading skills, and here you are going to read different interesting articles. So please pay attention to all of these and take notes and try to read these articles in your free time, and also to answer these questions that we have. So now move to activity number 3 in your class book, page 13, please. And here we have the ITC Zoo Watch. You are going to read the following text about zoos. And here zoos is a plural noun for the word zoo. Okay? And I think you know what does a zoo mean. We have discussed it in the previous lesson. Answer the questions in your group and then write them in your exercise book. So we have here how many questions? We have 7 questions. Okay? So how can we start reading these and answering these questions? Let's start with the first one. Look at the first one. Which 3 animals are mentioned in the text? Before we answer these questions, I would like you guys to pause the video in order to answer these questions, and then after you finish answering these questions, you can check with us and continue the video. Okay, so which 3 animals are mentioned in the text? And you can find out that in this text, which is consisted of 5 paragraphs, we can find that this text have talked about or mentioned 3 main animals. What are they? The oryx, and also about Przewalski horse, which is a Russian horse. Okay, and also it talks about California condors. Okay, so here are the 3 animals: the oryx, horse, and condors. Okay, so these are the answers. Look at number 2, please. How many species like kinds or types of animals, okay? How many species will become extinct without help from humans? So we know the word extinct. If you remember it from the previous lesson about animals that living in our earth. So here is talking about other species that are likely to be extinct. They are between, in the last paragraph or before the last, I will shade it in green, between 2,000 and 6,000 animal species will become extinct. So the answer for this one is going to be between 2,000 and 6,000 animals. Okay, so this is how to answer questions. And look at number 3. Write down 4 things that modern zoos do. What do they do? They do what with these animals? 3 things. They are, let me shade them in brown. They do education, conservation, and research. Okay, so this is the answer for this one, and you can check your answers later on. Education, conservation, and research. Good. Now, for number 4, write down a sentence from a text that is a fact. And here we are talking about facts. Okay, and we know how to say a fact by mentioning the numbers, or like what? Like this one. The Arabian oryx was bred successfully in captivity and has been reintroduced into Saudi Arabia and Oman. So this is not from the writer's point of view. This is a fact. Okay, so it is introduced in this way. But look at question number 5. Write down a sentence that shows what the writer thinks. When we say things, here we are talking about what? About opinion. So the writer here is expressing his or her opinion by saying or writing the pronoun I and adding the verb of think, giving opinion, like I think, I believe, I feel, in my point of view, I agree or disagree. Okay, so this is how to express our opinions. And here we have to look for a sentence that expresses the writer's opinion. For example, look at this one. It's a bit a long sentence. It says, I think. Okay, so this sentence is talking about the writer's opinion. I think that modern zoos believe their main aim is to educate the public as well as providing facilities so visitors can enjoy themselves. And for question number 6, why is education in zoos is important? Why? Because the answer is very clear here. To teach us about natural world and how we affect it. Okay, so education is just to teach us about animals, but also to teach us about the natural world and how we affect it. So all these are the answers. Okay, and for the last one, who can decide if animals survive? And this is very clear. Who can decide if this animal can survive or not? Of course, human beings or humans. The answer for this one is a human, because humans are the ones who are responsible for these animals on our earth, and they can decide whether to keep them, protect them, or kill them. Okay, so this is the answer for this one, and you can find it in the end of this report. Okay, so this is regarding our reading text. I hope you read it again and try to look at the questions and try to find out the answers to these questions, because it will develop your comprehension skills. Okay, for this activity you are going to listen to a recording with your teacher at school. So I will keep it, but I will give you some features of different animals, which are positive and negative features, or positive and negative descriptions, adjectives of different animals. So here we have different animals. The first one is the panda, and the second one is the oryx, and the third one is the scorpion, and the last one is the lion. So all these are going to be your speakers in the listening transcript with your teacher at school. So you can listen to it with your teacher, but here the focus is on the different features, because our unit is talking about different features of our creatures. Okay, so in activity number 1, how happy these animals are. Okay, are they happy or not? For example, let's look at the scorpion. Okay, it doesn't have any positive feature, okay, but it has all its features are negative. Okay, because you know, scorpion is not like a lovely species, you know, or animal that a human can keep at their home. But maybe panda has some positive features like food every day, never hungry, not scared, or safe. But the negative feature is they are shy because they are watched by many people. For example, because this panda is going to talk about itself, okay, to describe the positive and negative things. And the same thing for the oryx, for the scorpion, and for the lion. Good. So we have here different positive and negative features of these animals. I put them here because I would like you to write. Okay, and this is the idea of giving you these aspects. It's not like for free, so you are going to develop something to write. And the thing that you are going to write is about conjunctions. And we have talked about this in the previous lesson when we talk about clauses, okay, when we have two sentences and these two sentences are linked with the word. This word can link two sentences together. Okay, for example, we call these linking words conjunctions. And in the previous lesson, if you remember, we talked about and when it connected two sentences. But now we have two different conjunctions. What are they? They are because and but. Okay, but here it talks only about because, so we will keep with because. Because is used to give a reason to something. Let's go through the language focus here, and we have the conjunctions. We use conjunctions to join clauses or sentences, as we discussed before. So because is a conjunction. It is called a conjunction, like but, before, before, after, and all these are conjunctions. And then nothing then, okay, and then it's by mistake. Okay, because is used to give a reason. Okay, so when we have a reason, we use because. For example, look at this sentence. The oryx is happy. Okay, this is sentence number 1 and this is sentence number 2. Good, guys? So we want to link, we want to delete this full stop and link these two sentences because this is a reason. Okay, we want to link this reason to the previous sentence in order to avoid writing very short sentences like, for example, Ali is tall, full stop. He has a brown head, full stop. No, I can say Ali is tall and he has brown hair. Okay, so we can link sentences together by using, for example, because, and we delete the full stop here and we keep it capital H, he. Okay, so the oryx is happy because he feels safe. So the oryx is happy because he feels safe. We have the main clause and we have the reason clause. And we said that clauses are like sentences. They have subject and verbs. When we join clauses or sentences with because, we don't usually use a comma. So there is no comma. Good? No comma. So here we can develop different sentences in this place provided. The oryx is happy because he feels safe. The oryx is unhappy because the food is boring. Good? And we can say different, for example, like we will use a sentence from here. Shy people watching for the panda. And we can use it here in this activity. Look at it. The panda is shy because it is watched by many people, or we can say because many people watch it. Okay, so this is how we develop different sentences using the conjunction because. And it is your turn, guys. I will not answer this for you as usual, so you can go through all these, use the different aspects that I have brought for you here, and you can develop your own sentences using the conjunction because. Good? Excellent. And for this one, for the conjunction, we have two conjunctions. We have because and we have but. Because is used to give reason. for the main clause. But, or however, but gives a contrast. A contrast, مفارقة. Okay? A sentence and there is another or a totally different sentence. Okay? There is a contrast between the two sentences. Okay? So we can link between these two sentences by the word or the conjunction but. It gives a contrast to the main clause. So, but there is a difference. We use usually a comma for but before but. We don't usually use a comma with because. Good, guys? So how can we answer this question? Conjunctions. Look at them. The first one, the enclosures are big. Animals need space to exercise. So this is a reason, right? So if it is a reason, we can say that this is, the answer here is because. 3 are places to eat and rest because. So there are places to eat and rest because visitors spend all day at zoos. But look at the third one. It is a wonderful seeing birds. But, and as you can see, there is a comma here. Okay, so we use but there is no comma here, so we don't use but here, we use because. So for number 3, it is wonderful seeing birds, but it is sad they can't fly. So can you see the point? This clause is different from this clause. They don't follow the same thing or the same meaning, so that's why we use but. Tickets are expensive, but the money is used for conservation project. Okay, so here we have 2 different ideas linked with but. I will keep 5 and 6 for you guys to answer these questions. I guess we have reached to the end of this lesson. I wish you benefited from it. If you have any questions or suggestions, write it below in the comment. Thank you for watching this lesson. See you in the coming one. Assalamu alaikum.